I hope everybody's well out there. And hit the like button, share my shit, and let's get the word out. Subscribe. This is a hot channel right now, man. We're coming on up in the world. So check it out. I was asked recently by a good friend of ours and of the channels how we all feel about the day after the judgment of the Ashker case and, in hostilities and all that stuff, right? So, for myself, I can only speak for myself. And I knew after the judgment was final and went into the books that it was going to be an uphill battle. I knew that keeping everything in front of us with, focus, with clear focus and full hearts was going to be a battle. Because a lot of us had been in the shoe 10, 20, 30 years. A long time. And prison evolution had taken place to the point where a lot of us didn't recognize the prison culture anymore, which myself included. I was not prepared for that shift in convict orientation in the mind. The way this shit is nowadays. So, I knew it was going to be an uphill battle. I knew there was going to be a lot of obstructionists, chaos agents, undercovers, and I kind of had a feeling IGI and their minions were going to run amok to create a bunch of obstacles for in hostilities, and I figured that they were going to try to find a way to put us back in the shoe. As soon as I hit the yard, I felt it. I absolutely felt it. Like, there's no way they're going to leave me on this yard this long because, I just didn't feel like it was for real. I didn't feel like it was for real. And I'll give you an example. I got this Salinas Valley BR 270, level 4. And I got there I think it was a Monday. Well, as soon as I got there, the fellas brought me a couple pints of ice cream and a 6-pack of soda, right? And I hadn't had ice cream in about 16 years.
Wow.
15 years? I think it was 15 years. The last ice cream I had was an ice cream sandwich in Pelican Bay that we used to get on Sundays. Well, they stopped giving those. So we hadn't had them in years. Now, this is crazy. Watch this. So I'm sitting there, and I got 2 pints of Blue Bunny ice cream on the stool, on the desk stool, and I'm fucking going to town. I can't believe I got ice cream. And I'm tearing one of them up. Get done through that one, I got fucking ice cream headache like you wouldn't believe. I'm down in soda pops like you wouldn't believe. Because I expect IGI's about to pop up at my door and tell me,
this call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I expect in any moment IGI's about to pop up at my door, cuff me up, and take me to hole and tell me someone snitched on me. Anonymous note or anonymous rant. It's because that's how it was many, many years of putting us in the shoe over shit like that. Well, so I'm necking this ice cream. I down 2 sodas, and I hear a knock at the door, and I look over at the door, and it's the building 4 cop. Big old white dude. Big old white boy. And he goes, slow down, stud. You're going to get a headache. I said, I already got one. He goes, don't worry, they're not coming. And I go, who? He goes, squad, you're all right. You're all right. He knew, he had been watching me, and I wasn't even watching him. He knew why I was eating that ice cream that fast and drinking all them sodas.
That's crazy.
Because I felt in my heart that they were coming as soon as I hit that yard. And he fucking knew. And he was an old school cop. He thought it was funny as hell. Because he seen me eating them ice creams like that, like he was going out of style, man. And I just laughed. I didn't tell him he got it right or wrong. I just laughed, right? But, I always felt like any day they're coming. Any day, like any fucking day they're coming. And we can never get comfortable. You can never get comfortable. So, it was a bittersweet feeling. Like, yeah, we fucking won. Not bitter, I don't want to say bitter, but it was something like we got to be prepared for their retaliation.
It was a victory in a battle, not the war.
Right. And I had figured that, since we did all this shit to get out of the shoe, they gave us some wiggle room. How are they going to retaliate? Because they never go away without getting their money back. I'm telling you guys, they never ever lose a battle without figuring a way to retaliate and circumventing whatever rule or law.
So
like the Castillo settlement.
Are you saying the institution itself is the warring factor?
The entire prison system is.
That's what I mean. The institution, the institution itself is the warring factor.
Yes.
Not the inmates.
Exactly.
The institution.
Not the inmate. The institution itself. And so, we were all glad we were getting out, and we knew that keeping in the hostilities was the primary focus. And we knew that we were going to have people that want to create drama and chaos and somehow be self-serving to it. And cops, undercover agents on the inmate side, were going to be doing it for the cops because they hate it. They fucking hated it. They hate it. And so, like I said, man, it was a cool feeling that knowing I was going to get out of the shoe, and and we did it the right way. We didn't do it the wrong way, and we changed the system. But we knew there was going to be all types of bumps in the road. I didn't anticipate the cops attacking us. The cops playing prison politics. I did not even see that coming, that they would play prison politics to the point where they're going around telling people who good dudes are and who's not good dudes.
Meanwhile, falsified documents, which you also didn't think.
Falsifying documents on people like it was nothing. Lying to people like it was nothing. And smearing people up like it was nothing. And then the guys that you think were solid were the motherfuckers were in bed with them dudes. I remember these like 5 woods pulled up there at Salinas getting kicked out on the Ashker settlement as associates, right? And three of them were validated associates, and the other 3 were like validated lowrider associates, whatever, I don't know. And it was like, okay, well, now maybe these guys can help get this yard right, and I just kick back and go visit, man, and I don't want to hear nothing. Well, a boy was I wrong. And they were right in bed with IGI, man, because they were so scared to go back to the shoe. They were like so scared. IGI threatened to send them back to the shoe. And they jumped right in bed with them and started being chaos agents. Chaos agents to destroy that what we did for the Ashker car, the settlement, the car period, and everything else. And it's like, there's a few people that know what happened. There's a few people that know what happened, and they know them dudes were operating for IGI. It was just one of them things where, yeah, we were glad to get out. I know I was. But, the primary focus was the racial hostility and keeping that down. And everybody just chilling and kicking back. And we did that, man. We did that. I did that the best I could, man. in my domain, my area, man, I did that the best I could. But boy, it's hard to soar like an eagle when you're surrounded by a bunch of fucking Safeway chickens. It's hard to soar like an eagle when you're surrounded by a bunch of Safeway chickens with motherfucking avian flu virus
and being clipped in one of them little leg bands stuck there.
So, folks, with that said, that's my take on it. On the day after the settlement, the judgment went into play, and the hostilities, all that came together, and we all knew it was going to be an uphill battle, and we knew that we were going to have obstructionists, agents of chaos, the whole fucking shebang. But I know I didn't anticipate how bad, and how disgusting it was. A guy would go earn his little bones or whatever, and then check out.
But one thing you didn't touch on was what was the atmosphere that day? What was the atmosphere in the house that day? That day that it was announced to you.
Well, okay, so at that time I was in courtroom. The day after it was announced, I was still in the shoe. It was relief. It was like, fuck yeah, we're going to a yard, fool. Fuck yeah, bro. Let's go, brother. We're going to the yard, man. We're going to go out here and fucking kick it. Fuck this dumb shit, man. Yeah, that was the day after we knew we were going. It was a wonderful thing. It was. The day after. But then reality started to set in like,
Yeah.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
You automatically put that, you're cautiously optimistic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very cautiously optimistic. And I am, baby girl. I'm very, very, very cautious when it comes to fucking any win by against CDCR. Because they always find a way around something. And they lie like you would not fucking believe, man. They lie, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
the
day after, man, when the counselor told me, here, man, here's a list of yards you can go to. Pick one. There was 5, and they were all 270s, and the only one up close north was Salinas. Every one of them were down south, and I'm not trying to go down there. My baby girl, I want to be close to my family. So, but anyway. It was a nice day, man. Feeling like now I can get to go hug on my baby girl for the first time and hug my mom and shit and shake someone's hand and hang out with the fellas and catch up. It kind of felt like being in jail. When you're in a shoe, it's like you're in jail. The main line is the streets for a lifer anyways. I guess I could put that to you like that. But it's a lot different, because you're so used to being cuffed. It's kind of weird to be uncuffed around people. Every time I leave my cell, when you're in the headset or shoe, you're always cuffed.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
That's about the saddest thing I've ever heard. Really.
Yeah, it's crazy, but that's the feeling. So, hey, folks, that's my take. That's how I feel. That's how I felt. And, I hope I was able to put you guys in my shoes for a hot second. You can't really be there, but that's just how it was. Cautiously optimistic, but having this thing in the back of my head that they're coming at any fucking time. I could never let my hair down, and I ain't got no hair, but you know what I mean. With that said, hit the like button, share my shit, folks. This is the real deal. You know what I'm saying? Stay solid till